Good evening to you, good morning to you, good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Maiyegun today ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them Maiyegun today.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Do you know that more than 80% of Southerners, they have no idea of what is going on in northern Nigeria? More reason why many of them are resistant to the truth of what Nigeria has become. Today's reality. Share the broadcast. We have been fooled, we have been deceived, we have been manipulated, we have been marginalized, we have been brutalized, we have been communalized. Guess what? There was a foundation for all of this. Only if you know, you will never, ever continue again to defend one Nigeria.
And yes, lórí YouTube. And yes,
Thank you. Share the broadcast.
Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́. And yes, Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. And yes, Presido bá rúfin o. And yes,
David Hundeyin, a Yoruba blooded son that we should all be proud of, just dropped another bombshell. Things that you were not taught in schools, things that Nigeria would never let you know about, and things that will give you a clue, an idea to why Nigeria is what Nigeria is. I am asking, share the broadcast.
Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra.
They deceived us. They murdered people. They committed genocide. They continue to commit ethnic cleansing, religious persecution. They made you slaves. They brought this upon you, and they made you defend it. They made you stand up, look up to a flag, and pledge to Nigeria, your country. You need to know. Only if you know. But I'm going to start with this, just before we settle in, right? Because I'm going to read this report. I am going to analyze it. The report is out there. David did a very credible, factual investigation about those who are actually those behind Boko Haram, terrorism, and all manner of criminality that has now come to envelope Nigeria, that has brought Nigeria to the precipice, a state of total balkanization, and yet they continue to still lie to you. They still want you to continue to believe in that lie, that Nigeria will work. No, this night you have a clue, an idea why many of us now believe completely that except they call for that national dialogue or whatever name they want to call for it, every nationality in Nigeria should be called to that table and decide if they still want to be part of this arrangement. It is fraudulent. It is corruption. It is what it is, by the way, right? And it is deadly, as murderous as it has been. Nigeria is the only country in the whole world that kill our citizens. And those who kill the citizens are never punished. They are rewarded. You will listen to that tonight. But let's start with this. I'm going to give you about three clips. Okay? And I want you to please pay attention to the messages. Okay? And we will start. I'm going to start with this. And that's this guy.
Bayelsa belongs to Jigawa. The oil in Delta belongs to Jigawa. As long, yes, because we are called Nigeria today. So that's what I'm telling you. The oil belongs to us all. And we, as Nigerians, shall do everything possible to make sure we take that oil so that Jigawa people will have the oil as well. Will have the money of the oil. Anybody who thinks the oil of Bayelsa belongs to only Bayelsa is just deceiving himself. As long as we are in Nigeria, we will make sure that we have uninterrupted supply of oil so that there will be uninterrupted supply of money to Jigawa State. As long as we are called Nigeria. So of course we are not the same people. We have to understand that, look, I am a Fulani man, and Izo is different, Yoruba is different, but then God has made us to stay together. So why can't we attempt to stay together? And I honestly do not mind, even if we're going pathways. Let's sit on the table, around the table, and agree that, look, that oil of Bayelsa, Jigawa cannot have a share. No way. You know, I don't mind us talking like that. But as of today, that oil, we shall do everything within our means, everything with our blood, to defend our oil in Bayelsa.
Did you listen to that? Forget about the guy, Dogua. Forget about him. Just the message. Did you listen to that? You paid attention, right? Good. Now listen to this other message. Again. This is the second one.
My name is Maiyegun. The reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children, and men for that matter, all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy. We are not pleased with what is happening. And that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government through the High Commissioner that what is happening in the country is unacceptable, and we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent situation of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done. And the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people, so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mileage in where they're going. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria. If they think that they can cower people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace. We are asking for people to get together. We are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria so we can bring it to an end. That is why a multitude of Nigerians are gathered here today. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the international community for peace. But one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria. This time around, nobody will be safe in Nigeria. So it is imperative that everybody who has the interest of the country at heart acts now and immediately to stop this nonsense from continuing.
Two messages given by two personalities from two different regions. I'm going to let that sink in. Whatever they have told you about Nnamdi Kanu, whatever they are cooking up and doing today to convince you about Nnamdi Kanu, I am about to tell you the foundation of all of that. So pay attention, please. And before I even take you through that, I want you to listen to another message. The reason why I'm sharing this is this, so that you can have the mindset, the idea of those who actually wanted Nigeria to succeed based on equality, fairness, and justice. And those who wanted Nigeria for what they call their own Nigeria. You will live according to their terms and conditions. Or there will be bloodshed, there will be bloodbath, there will be civil war, there will be this, there will be that. That is why I shared that with you. Whatever they are telling you about Nnamdi Kanu today, do you see why I don't believe them? They are so scared of the word of his mouth that when they go to bed, they begin to leave those words. I am going to crush all their sultan. By the time Biafra come, we will ride through Kano. We will ride through Sokoto. We will run them through town. You see all those verbal missiles of Nnamdi Kanu? These guys, they leave those words. And how do you think they will convince you that those words are real if they don't begin this onslaught, these killings, kidnappings, and this fear? I will give you the background. There is no rush. Because partly I am angry, partly I am happy, because I am angry that only if some of us can see through the charade and begin to make up our mind about what really will work for us. You don't protect something that is put together to destroy you. Nigeria was put together to destroy you, to destroy me, to destroy even those that they are using as shield. The ignorant fanatics that they have used religion to brainwash, to commit all of this crime that you are seeing today. They are not coincidences. They are not because of your sins. They are man-made. We're going to go into that. And I'm happy that today, maybe not one person, maybe not two person, maybe not three person, among the Buhari idiots, among the Sai barbarians, among the one Nigerians, the suffering and smiling, obedient, full, sophisticated moron, and the humble slaves, I will manage to change 1, 2, or 3 of them tonight. So partly I am angry, partly I am happy. And you know why? Character like this, look at his face again. His father, his own father, was part of the architect of those who brought upon this Wahhabism, Salafism, jihadism, terrorism that you are dealing with in Nigeria today. And I think we should hear from him too. Listen to this.
You seem to approach this with a sense that these bandits are victims. Exactly why? And what are their demands really? What do they really want? Because in spite of your negotiations, attacks continue.
Attacks have lessened. It's just one case you have of the Kagara boys. Without it, there is a drastic change. We have seen absolute drastic change in Zamfara, in Sokoto State, where negotiations are going. So you don't take sporadic cases and just, explode it. Even the Maiduguri incident here I don't think it's a big threat, because the military has surrounded the town. There is no more continuous bombardment. It's just sporadic attacks. Shouldn't frighten people. I think the military should be on top of the situation. But yet, negotiations are very useful in seeing that we get these boys or youth to get sense into their head and just admonish them and show them the fear of God. And it also works.
Okay, so in terms of what they want, what exactly did they say to you will make them surrender their weapons? Because no matter how you look at it, they're criminals.
You see, you are emphasizing on criminality. I don't know who, even the press are criminals too, because they are putting fire into, they're putting oil into fire. These people are listening to you. You see, you don't address them as criminals if you want them to succumb. youth are ready to put down their weapons. Now they are hearing you are calling them criminals. How do you want them to cooperate? So you have to show them they are Nigerians and that they should not hurt children and that they should be law-abiding, they should be good. This is
annoying. Yes. But that you listen to right now is the state of Nigeria, right? But you are about to know why. Listen, this article is online, okay? Just search for this headline. Conflicts for Jihad. The Boko Haram origin story. David, wherever you are right now, you told me that you are also a fan of Maiyegun's diary Politico, that you do watch and follow the conversation on Maiyegun's diary Politico. So today, we are appreciative of what you have done and what you are doing. You are using the same saying that pen is mightier than gun. My friends tell me on Maiyegun's diary Politico that my microphone is more powerful than AK-47. That's exactly what you did, and we are grateful to you. I'm going to read this, and as usual, I will be pausing or stopping to drop my own sound bites. But this is David's report. You need to relax, because I'm going to read it relaxed, like somebody who is into storytelling. And when you have time, you need to go and read this again and again and again, or watch this video, this part at this point, again and again. It will shock you. The idea of Nigeria working will continue to fade away from your mind, right? The idea of maybe if a Southern president comes, he can undo what they have done. That idea will begin to die inside you. You begin to see the light. Why many of us are asking the world to stop the genocide in Nigeria, to stop the mass killings in Nigeria, to stop the state-sponsored terrorism in Nigeria, to stop pretending that this is actually, some people are working and working to destroy Nigeria, while the government in Nigeria is doing everything to help Nigerians. We want to continue to tell the world, all these Abdullahis, all these Isa Funtuas, all these Isa pandemics and all of them that are going to be abusing us, abusing me, and saying all manner of rubbish, right? I am about to save your lives. I'm about to tell you something that some of you are so lazy enough to even read. Buharidins, the Buhari idiots. This is your opportunity to understand why it is a mirage. And the only thing to save Nigeria is to break Nigeria up. Nigeria is done for. Tobalaye Naija ti ta. Èyí tí àwọn èèyàn ń pè ní ayé Naija ti ta. Pow, 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 bí ìbọn. It is done for Nigeria. And this is how you understand it. And when we say done, we can maintain our places, protect and stand for Yoruba nation, protect and stand for Biafra. That is the only legitimate thing you will be involved in your life that has to do with you. I mean, with you living forever. I'm talking about your generations now. That should come after you. If you have something to fight for, it should be that. Now, let's get started. Meanwhile, if you are just joining me, please, on YouTube, you can take a moment to, like this video. Go under this video right now. Leave that chat room for a sec. Go under the video. Give that thumb up, right? And then if you haven't subscribed, right? This is also another opportunity for you to do that. While you listen, you can easily just do that, okay? Now, I'm going to start with this. The conflicts. Many of you are familiar with conflicts in Nigeria. Abi? Conflicts, the cereal. That, cereal that many of you who come from the Ajebota houses, people like me, I know chop conflicts. Not like that, but I do see the carton. So it's only when the rich children, well, better to do family, when they finish with their conflicts, people like myself will take the cartons and then we make them into every playful toy we could make it into, or make them into, right? But many of you know about conflicts. Abi? Now, the story is about conflicts for jihad. You know what jihad is, Abi? Let's get started. Nigeria's organized Islamic terrorism problem did not start in 2009. It's a lot more insidious than you think. In March 2021, a 96-year-old businessman died in Rome, Italy. In his lifetime, Ahmed Idris Nasreddin might have amassed a personal fortune of close to $500 million. But the death of NASCO, NASCO Group's multimillionaire founder, barely made the news. At first glance, the only extraordinary thing about his life story, was that it embodied the African entrepreneurship dream. Nasreddin was an Eritrean who moved to Jos in Nigeria's Plateau State and grew his father's small manufacturing business into a $460 million conglomerate involved in everything from breakfast cereal and confectionery to pharmaceuticals, real estate, and energy. After many years of growth and success, he eventually handed his sprawling business empire over to his son, Atia Nasreddin, and retired at an old, satisfied age. In an official statement released after Nasreddin's death in March, Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong said, in quote, NASCO has over the years remained a major employer of labor in Plateau and continues to contribute to the economic prosperity of the state and Nigeria at large through tax revenue and corporate social responsibility, of quote. Well, David continues, well, that was the cover story anyway. In reality, as is so often the case in Nigeria, the gap between the facts and the information released to the public is so wide as to be scarcely believable. What on earth could this shrewd, respectable businessman who looked like he could not hurt a fly have done to put him in the same article as a story about the world's deadliest terrorist organization? Rhetorical, yeah? Why would the brand he built, which to many Nigerians evokes memories of a beloved childhood breakfast staple, appear in the same sentence as Boko Haram? You will be asking yourself that question. Wetin concern NASCO Group chairman, the billionaire, with Boko Haram? How? Sit back and relax. To answer these questions, our stories begin on another continent in 1955, some 8 years before his father would move to Nigeria and establish NASCO Group. A scholar from Zamfara, the year is 1955, and a 33-year-old Islamic scholar from Gumi in modern-day Zamfara state has made his way to Mecca for his first Hajj pilgrimage. Alongside him is a certain Ahmadu Bello, who is the premier of northern Nigeria. During this trip, the scholar impresses both Ahmadu Bello and the Saudi King Saud with his Arabic translation skills. He rapidly makes a big impression on many locals and clerics in Mecca. This relationship will later become his most valuable asset, following the events that take place after his subsequent return to Nigeria. Upon returning to Nigeria, he takes up positions. He takes up positions in teaching Arabic studies at Islamic schools in Kano and Kaduna. His style of teaching focuses on educating his students about the differences between Islamic religious doctrine and local customs. Based on his strict Sunni understanding of the Quran, he teaches his students to adopt a pure Islamic identity at the expense of practices that he considered bid'ah. And bid'ah is translated as innovation or corruption in Islam. What is bid'ah? Linguistically, bid'ah, which is innovation, means a newly invented matter. The Sharia definition of bid'ah is a newly invented way, beliefs, or action in the religion in imitation of the Sharia prescribed law by which nearness to Allah is sought, but not being supported by any authentic proof, neither in its foundations nor in the manner in which it is performed. So, David continued. He also becomes the first Islamic scholar to translate the Quran from Arabic into Hausa, which puts him in a uniquely influential position comparable to that of Ajayi Crowther in 19th century southwestern Nigeria. Using this leverage, he becomes an increasingly powerful figure in northern Nigeria, with his essentialist views on Islamic doctrine gaining popularity. To him, the existing Sufi orders of northern Nigeria are polluted with bid'ah and unfit for purpose. He became well known for attacking the Tijaniya and Kadiriya brotherhoods during his appearances on Radio Kaduna, while advocating for a return to Islamic purity. Following the death of his friend and benefactor Ahmadu Bello, the scholar finds himself in a precarious situation. The new Nigerian federal government, led by soldiers, has a motive to crack down on anyone who is outspoken and influential. He may be a giant in northern Nigeria, but he is a giant with a feet of clay. His solution is to seek financial, doctrinal, and political help from friends in Mecca. The Saudis, as always, are ready to help. I am talking about the father to Nasruddin, the father to the chairman of NASCO Group, the maker of conflicts. His father was an Islamic cleric, an Islamic cleric who is a fanatic, who went against the norm in the northern Nigeria then, and he sought help from outside Nigeria. That was like seeking funding. Give me money. Let me spread this idea around. Don't rush. No rush. Let us continue. His Saudi backers are keen to use him to espouse the Saudi Arabian state's official interpretation of Islam, which is based on the work of 18th century Islamic scholar Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab Abdul al-Wahhab. This fundamentalist doctrine, often known as Wahhabism, fits very closely with the teachings of our hero in northern Nigeria, and he enthusiastically sets about gathering support for this new Saudi-funded project. In the 2009 book, The Wahhabi Mission and Saudi Arabia, historian David Cummins says, in quote, the Saudi-funded Muslim world, that is the League, also sent missionaries to West Africa, where it funded schools, distributed religious literature, and gave scholarships to attend Saudi religious universities. These efforts bore fruit in Nigeria's Muslim northern region with the creation of a movement, the Izala Society, dedicated to wiping out ritual innovations. Essential texts for members of the Izala Society are Muhammad ibn Abdul al-Wahhab's treatise of God's unity and commentaries by his grandsons, of quote, right? And what is Wahhabism? Wahhabism is a strict, radical, fundamental form of Islam, less extreme than Salafism. It is the state religion of Saudi Arabia, enforced by religious police. Expansionists unite world under Sharia is the agenda. That is why today you have Sharia police in Nigeria, in northern Nigeria. And they considered that the Sharia law are more important than the constitution of the entire Nigeria. Are you following me? Good. Let's continue. Reaching out to his Eastwide students across Kaduna and Kano. Remember that when this man went to Mecca, and he went to Mecca with Ahmadu Bello, and he met his friends in Mecca, the Saudis. When he returned back to Nigeria, he became a teacher in some of the colleges in northern Nigeria. So when he finally got the support he needed, when Ahmadu Bello died, and he wanted to promote what is today the problem that is causing terrorism in Nigeria, yeah, Saudi Arabia gave him the backing. So he had to go back and start the recruitment and begin the teachings. Guys, you are in trouble. You have no idea yet, right? So, reaching out to his erstwhile students across Kaduna and Kano over the course of the 1970s, the scholar turned politician slowly builds a coalition of strategically aligned individuals who will someday become very powerful people in northern Nigeria. In 1978, one of his prominent students, Sheikh Ismaila Idris, take charge of this increasingly powerful but somewhat unofficial movement and calls it Jamatul Izalatil Bida wa Ikamatus Sunnah, meaning society of removal of innovation and re-establishment of the Sunnah, also known as Jibwis. They are based in Jos and known colloquially as the Izala movement. This organization will go on to become the most influential Islamic body in Nigeria over the next few decades. Its members will become some of Nigeria's most revered imams and clerics. They will achieve high ranks in the Nigerian armed forces. That face look familiar? Good. This face look familiar? Good. They are members of Jibwis. These are members of Jibwis. Those who choose to be cleric, stay cleric. Those who choose to go into politics, they go into politics. It is the same mission. Continue to listen. Jibwis will come to exert a level of influence over Nigeria's national politics and governance that is unprecedented for a religious body in Nigeria. Soon, it will become almost impossible to achieve power in many parts of northern Nigeria without identifying with the Izala movement. Among other things, the scholar states that Muslims should never accept a non-Muslim as ruler, which can be interpreted as a call for insurrection against a Christian Nigerian president. He is never held to account for this statement. In any case, he no longer believes that writing books or teaching people about Islam will on their own lead to an Islamic renaissance in northern Nigeria. Now, it is all about partnership and politicking. He maintains his membership in northern Nigeria's legacy Islamic group, Jamaatul Nasir Islam, Group for the Victory of Islam. But he is unmistakably the beating heart of the new Izala movement. To all intents and purposes, this is the birth of modern Salafist Islam in Nigeria. It's a pandemic. Without firing a shot or winning an election, this Islamic scholar has become one of the most powerful men in northern Nigeria. His name, Abubakar Mahmood Gumi. Abubakar Mahmood Gumi. Sheikh Osama bin Gumi's father. Yes. Now, let me tell you something. Go on to the West Africa Weekly. Go on that and please, at this point, subscribe. David had to leave Nigeria to begin to unleash all these facts, indisputable facts. And this doesn't really come cheap. Give him every support you can. Subscribe on there. Please subscribe to his newsletter. He has a lot to offer us. Are you connecting the dots? You must be connecting the dots. Please. Let's now go on. This is how the religion, Islamic North, came to be and all the killings that followed. Listen to this. The clerics, the Saudis, and what happened in Algeria. David is taking us to Algeria now. How all of these things connect. All the interest groups that are actually hovering over Nigeria. And the reason why they have been telling you Nigeria cannot break. You have no idea. Let me tell you something. I am one of those who have been saying, let us make sure that Nigeria breaks up peacefully. No bloodshed. But guess what? To be honest with you, I don't see Nigeria breaking up peacefully. The moment the South begin to take away all of their resources from this whole contraption, the only easy way Nigeria will break up is going to be a civil war. I am not going to begin to lie to myself, and I'm not going to continue to lie to myself, even though we will continue to advise and admonish the people to listen to the truth and embrace it. When you have the largest number, then you have the victory at hand, right? So that we can prevent any bloodshed. Trust me, Nigeria is not going to break up easily. It's going to be bloodshed. These guys are not going to give up easily, and this is why. Let us continue. Algeria connection. Fast forward 33 years. It is Christmas Day in 2011. And Abubakar Gumi has been dead for over 19 years. The man you just saw his picture, Gumi's father, was dead 19 years before this event in 2011. A bomb suddenly goes off at Saint Teresa Catholic Church, Madala, on the outskirts of Abuja, killing 35 people and wounding a further 52. Almost simultaneously, a series of coordinated bomb attacks and shootings take place at churches in Jos, Gadaka, and Damaturu. An obscure Islamic group calling itself Boko Haram claims responsibility for the attacks. For the first time, we heard about Boko Haram. First time. Christmas Day Madala bombing, 2011. During the trial of the main suspects, Kabiru Umar, aka Kabiru Shokoto, 2 years later, a masked witness claimed that an Algerian Islamic group provided funding and support worth 40 million naira, $250,000 at the time, to carry out the attacks. To the general public, it is unclear what the link is between Islamists in northern Nigeria and well-funded terror groups in North Africa. Well, to those in the know, however, the incidents of December 25, 2011 are not only expected, but are likely to intensify and become more regular. This is because while the Nigerian public up to this point has been fed with what amounts to a tiny percentage of the actual story behind the Boko Haram group, this group has in fact been incubating and nurtured at the highest level of the theological, economic, and political spaces in northern Nigeria. Boko Haram in reality is so much bigger than Muhammad Yusuf and Abubakar Shekau that reducing it to those two men serves to miss the actual story spectacularly. To start to get some of the pictures of what Boko Haram is and where it came from, let us retreat from 2011 to 2006 to read an excerpt from a letter written by the permanent representatives of Nigeria to the United Nations, Aminu B. Wali, addressed to the chairman of the Counter-Terrorism Committee. This letter is available in full here. That's why you have to go on and read David's article fully, properly, please. There is this letter, right? From the official repository for United Nations documents, written by the Nigerian government to the United Nations. It lays out the measures it has taken to fight terrorism in Nigeria way back in 2006, 5 years before the first bomb goes off in Nigeria. And this is the copy that David attached here. Interesting copy, part of the report submitted by Nigerian representative to United Nations on counter-terrorism effort of Nigeria. Listen. They said, court sitting in Abuja on Friday, March 3rd, 2006, granted an application stopping and freezing the financial and economic assets, including business properties and things within Nigeria belonging to or associated with Ahmed Idris Nasreddin, Nasrate Nigeria Limited, and 3 other companies in that group. The assets were accordingly forfeited to the federal government of Nigeria in the interim. The Nigerian Department of State Services has also done considerable work in respect of tracking down terrorists and freezing and or seizing their assets. It has set up counter-terrorism centers in Lagos, Kano, Maiduguri, and Abuja to facilitate its surveillance. In 2005, the service arrested 6 local Taliban extremists returning from GSPC terrorist camp. The money in their possession was also seized. It had in 2002 failed attempt by GSPC to establish terrorist cells in Katsina, in Kano, in Nigeria. The leader of the network, Yakubu Musa Kafanshan, was arrested and prosecuted, and money and equipment found in their possession confiscated. Similarly, the activities of Aruna Sharu, another agent of GSPC financing extremists and terrorist activities by laundering proceeds from smuggled goods, was detected and dismantled. Several properties, including technical equipment, were seized, and Mr. Sharu arrested and detained. Another attempt in 2003 by another Taliban group to set up camp in Yobe State was also dismantled. This is a fraction of the copy of the report that Nigerian representative sent to the United Nations as far back as 2006. Now, let us continue. It said, banking secrecy and confidentiality has been abolished in Nigeria by virtue of section blah, 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 and the rest. However, a WikiLeaks cable from 2002 confirms that this arrest actually did take place, only for the suspects to be released inexplicably 27 days in detention. Right? Now, this is the WikiLeaks on your screen. In August, security agents arrested and detained for 27 days without charge Sheikh Yakubu Musa, a Katsina-based Islamic scholar. The Abuja High Court later ordered his release. That's the end story, right? For those who are not aware, Yakubu Musa Kafanshan, also known as Sheikh Yakubu Musa Katsina, and he is also known as Yakubu Musa Azan, is a founding member of Izala movement, Jibwis, and is in fact the current chairman of his board of trustees and the chairman of the Katsina State Jibwis chapter. He is a widely respected Islamic cleric and a very close personal friend and public associate of, no prizes for guessing, Isa Pandemic, Isa Ali Pantami. Yes, that is a pandemic. Yes. Now, if you don't know about that, you can see these pictures on your screen. Okay, that is Isa Pandemic embracing the board of trustee chairman of Izala movement, the terrorist group that is incubating terrorists in northern Nigeria for decades now. Isa Pandemic is a member of Jibwis himself, and he is the current minister of communications in Nigeria. Are you following? Great. Let us continue. Mr. Kafanshan was even recently named as one of the 500 most influential Muslims in the world by the Royal Islamic Strategic Studies Center, a Jordanian government-affiliated NGO. There is more to that. There is more on that as we continue to read. Yeah? Apparently, Mr. Kafanshan has been known to the Nigerian security forces as the leader of a terror network trying to set up terror cells in Katsina and Kano as far back as 2002. He is known to them. They know him. He is their friend. They are in government now, right? Keep that date in mind because it will become even more important as we unravel this further. According to official Nigerian government communication to the United Nations, this real-life Islamic terror organizer is known to have affiliation with a certain GSPC group trying to carry out terror attacks in Nigeria. And he was even arrested for it in 2005. 4 whole years before the world ever heard of Boko Haram at all. Look at him on your screen. Yet, in 2021, he is not only a free man, but a powerful free man with access to federal ministers, state governors, and President or President Muhammadu Buhari himself. Look at that picture on your screen. That is him praying for Buhari. And according to the picture, it says President Muhammadu Buhari, from right to left. So they have Chairman Subeb Katsina Alhaji Lawal Buhari. You have Katsina State APC Chairman Malam Shitu S. Shitu. You have Katsina State Governor Right Honorable Aminu Masari. You have Malam Yakubu Musa, which they changed to Yakubu Musa. That's the Kafan Shangayo. Then you have and Chief Judge of Katsina State. Do you see that? When you have terrorists who are in bed with government, how then do you think government will fight will fight Boko Haram? This is why Boko Haram is not declared a terrorist organization in Nigeria. This is why they will never declare Fulani terrorists as terrorist organization in Nigeria. This is why. But relax, we get a long night, Now maybe the storyteller. Now you supposed to know what your Nigeria has become. And stop wasting your prayer. Your prayer cannot save Nigeria, okay? Except you save yourselves and save your lives. Trust me, you are done for in that place. No joke about it. And I'm just even being nice, saying it that way. Let's continue. And then there is the GSPC angle. GSPC stands for Gruppe Salafiste pour la Prédiction et les combats. I don't know if I pronounce that. I mean, I'm not good in French, right? So GSPC stands for Gruppe Salafiste pour la Prédiction et les combats, meaning Salafist group for preaching and combat. A full primer on the origin of the group and what it stands for is available in a link in this report. Please go on there and find this. Somebody is asking me to give them the link. Come on, man. Somebody should do that for me. Copy the link now. If you are really following what I've been telling you, copy the link now and share it on all those platforms. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. On this comment section, share it. People want to read them. Quite interesting and revealing. Cliff Note summary. It is an illegal Salafi terrorist organization based in Algeria, which is affiliated with Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. It specializes in providing training, funding, and support to Islamists and jihadi fighters around the world, using a vast global network of smugglers, money launderers, and rat lines, rather. Which brings us to the second name in the above letter, except Alhaji Sharu Aruno, in the Nigerian government's own word, is a GSPC agent who funds the activity of the people like Kabiru Shokoto by laundering proceeds from smuggled goods. He too was arrested and held on terror financing charges. Somehow, he too is not only a free man today, but a powerful one in his own right too. It will not surprise the reader or my listener, all of you, to find out that Alhaji Aruno is also a ranking member of the Izala movement. According to this post that David dug up from Facebook accounts linked to the Kano chapter, Kano State Izala movement chapter, Alhaji Aruno is the deputy president of Kano chapter of Jibwis. Yakubu Kafanshan, the indicted terror funder, not only retains his position in Nigeria's most influential Muslim body, but is also a respected Islamic preacher with access to the who is who of Nigerian politics and governance. Look at all this, right? And even more interestingly, when David did some more digging into Mr. Haruna, he discovered something potentially even more alarming. It will be recalled that in September 2021, just last month, September 2021, CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele claimed that a significant portion of dollars bought by Bureau de Change BDC operators in Nigeria goes into illegal importation of arms. Speaking at the end of the monthly monetary policy committee meeting, Emefiele said, in quote, whether it's Boko Haram, kidnapping, and all sorts of nefarious activities, BDCs take our country's dollar and sell to people to go and buy arms and ammunition to come and hurt us. That's what people want us to continue to do. We cannot do that any longer. We can't. If we have any legitimate business, if you have any legal or legitimate business you want to conduct, please take your business to a bank. They will sell you forex. Off quote. Off quote, yeah. Meanwhile, you know what David did? After the CBN told all of you that some Bureau de Change in Nigeria, they are using dollars to fund terrorism. They will collect dollar and give them to terrorist groups to go and buy weapons that they are using to commit terrorism in Nigeria. CBN governor said that, right? Fine. But what he didn't tell you was that many of those Bureau de Change that they claim to have arrested people, many of them are actually owned by the same people who are the friends of the government, friends of governors, friends, the most powerful Islamic body in Nigeria. They are the ones who control it. They are also the ones who owns the Bureau de Change. Guess what? A search of Nigeria's Corporate Affairs Commission database for the name Sharu Haruna turns up a plethora of companies registered under the Dandima name. These are the names of the companies registered to one of the terrorist smuggler. Somebody who is a smuggler for terrorists. These are the companies that Nigeria know about. They know him. He's been arrested, right? He was released after 27 days. They know him. 5 years before we heard about Boko Haram. Great. These are the companies. Dandima Bureau de Change Limited, Abuja. Dandima Global Investment Limited, Kano. Dandima Agricultural Development Limited, Abuja. Dandima Petroleum Limited, Abuja. Dandima Enterprises, Abuja. Dandima General Service, Abuja. Guys, a man identified by the Nigerian government itself as a security threat for funding terror via money laundering was somehow allowed to own and operate a BDC, Bureau de Change, which according to the CBN governor, could well have been doing precisely that. A CBN circular from October 2020 confirms that at least as recently as last year, Haruna Sharu was allowed to run a BDC in Nigeria, potentially giving him access to the very funding infrastructure that he should not have under any circumstances. Is it making sense to you now? Who are the sponsors of Boko Haram? Who are the people funding Boko Haram? God will unleash, God will bring out all the people. God will do, not God. Forget it. David is doing that now. Don't pretend that you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay? And the way your government, those who are supposed to protect you are protecting them, should give you a sense of, a little bit of sense, I'll say. That stop lying to yourself. Now you have an idea of those who are funding terrorism now. Don't pretend that you don't know. Let us continue. Look at this. If you want to know where these companies are, David did a great job. He went further to tell us where they are. When you talk about Dandabaru BDC Limited, number 2, Gidan Idi Gambo Wapa Fage in Kano. When you look at Dani BG TSBDC Limited, located in Kano as well, number 14, Danandala Shopping Complex, Hotoro, Kano. You have a Dambo. These are the BDC owned by terrorist funders in Nigeria. The people who have been having access to dollars, pound sterling, every money they could use to buy weapons, that today's terrorism in Nigeria has now come home to stay. Right? These are the borrow the change. You have Danibo BDC Limited. It is located at number 7A, Festival Road, opposite Sonny Abacha Stadium, Kano. You have Damburi BDC Limited, number 96 to 102, Broad Street, 8th floor, Lagos Island, Lagos in Yoruba land. Dancing Stone Forex, that's Dancing Stone FX BDC Limited, number 15, Martins Street, Lagos Island, Lagos. Dandawaki Investment BDC Limited, number 16, Wakpa Road, Kano. Danda, where's the other one there? All right. Now, the next one is Dandima BDC Limited, located at number 2, Manzini Street, near Mr. Biggs, Wuze Zone 4, Abuja. Then you have Danenjawa BDC Limited, number 4, Ajasa Road, Kano. Danenu BDC Limited, Zone A4, Suite 69, Aspamda Trade Fair, Badagry Expressway, Lagos. Dangumel BDC Limited, number 8 and 9, Islamic Foundation Shopping Complex, opposite Umar bin Khattab Jumat Mosque, Dangi in Kano. Dan Ahua BDC Limited, 2nd floor, suite 208, Fabidal Plaza, Wuze Zone 4, Abuja. Daniel Was BDC Limited, Zone D, Block 9, Shop 95, Aspamda Trade Fair Complex in Lagos. So if you have visited any of these BDC before, you didn't know that you have managed to fund terrorism. When you went there to sell your dollars, sell your pound sterling, sent to you by your brothers, your sisters, your family members from abroad, dollars you made from your trade. When you went to those BDC, you have funded terrorism over the years. Now you have their names. Don't pretend. Please don't pretend. Let me take a break. So please, if you have been following this from the start, you can take a break too. Zip something, get something on to you know what I mean. Just pretend that we are just reading it together, okay? And to my friends on YouTube, we are now over 2,300. I can see that. Can you just take a moment, right? If you haven't subscribed onto Maiyegun's Diary Politico, do that this hour, okay? This minute, while I take my own tea break, right? And give me that thumb up on that there. We only have about 800 of us who were able to give a minute to give that thumb up. Why you do that, right? I'm going to take a tea break. So let's do that. Go on there, just 1 minute, subscribe onto Maiyegun's Diary Politico, and I will be back.